The Transformers, more than meets the eye. Autobots wage their battle to destroy the evil forces of the Decepticons. The Transformers, more than meets the eye. The Transformers, robots in disguise. The Transformers, more than meets the eye.
Now for me, the Masterpiece line has always been, shall we say, problematic. The reason for this being is that the original edict of Masterpiece was to create a line of toys that were for adult collectors only, a premium line of toys that adult collectors would love, that evoked Generation 1 but had much better engineering. The problem is that that kind of was lost in translation throughout the first 3/4 of Masterpiece's life. Yes, they were evocative of Generation 1 toys. Yes, they were for adult collectors. Yes, they were a premium line, judging by the prices of some of them. However, they missed out one thing in translation, and that was fun. They weren't fun. They weren't fun to transform. Let's put it this way, I don't want to have to take a day off work to plan around the fact that I may want to transform Masterpiece Optimus Prime. Now, I do own one of the latter half of the Masterpiece originals, and that would be Rodimus Prime, and I can say that while I love the toy, I think it looks great in both modes, I don't particularly care to have to try and transform it. So it tends to stay in robot mode, and that's not the point of Transformers. Very, succinctly. The point of Transformers is you're supposed to be able to pick them up, say, ha, done. In either mode. You shouldn't have to plan around the fact that you might have to transform Rodimus Prime. Now, I think this is probably why Masterpiece Grimlock stands out so much, because he's basically just Generation 1 Grimlock. Now, sadly, I don't own the toy to be able to show you this, but he is just practically the Generation 1 toy scaled up with a little bit better engineering. And that is what Masterpiece should always have been. Where possible, exactly the same as Generation 1, with better engineering, scaled up a little bit, possibly, and with a ton of features, or at least something to keep the mind interested in the toy. What it shouldn't be is a look on the shelf and think, I can't be bothered. You know, they seem to have got it right, and they have especially got it right with today's offering. See, there is always method to the madness. Masterpiece Soundwave came out last year and created a massive furore in the Transformers community. Everybody wanted one, and pretty much everybody got one when it first came out, sort of last August, September time. I know I did. And that's very rare for me to want to buy a toy that is over £100. I tend not to do that. I tend to get bargains. I tend to get toys that don't cost that amount of money. Or I wait until the price comes down in the secondary market. This wasn't going to be the case with Soundwave. On Back to the 80s, we had looked at it as it came from prototype to the finished article, and we all said, yes, want one. Now, the difference is that there are two versions of this Soundwave. There is a Takara version, which is all very nice and shiny, comes with the laser beak, or there is the Hasbro version, which I have. Now, there is one major difference between the Takara version and the Hasbro version, and it's not just that that Takara version is shinier. You get all the tapes with the Hasbro version. This is a really weird Freaky Friday type of situation. Normally, you would get the more stuff with the Takara version, but Hasbro, for whatever reason, said no, all the tapes. Whereas in Japan, you have to buy them separately. So a lot of people said, screw Takara, we're going to go with the Hasbro version, and I was one of them. And let's have a look. Here it is, in its little box. Oh, this is what came through the post from Toys R Us one shiny September morn, after I'd dropped over £100 on this thing. And this is what I'm talking about with Hasbro's latter Masterpiece releases. They have finally figured out that Transformers fans, adult Transformers fans, or any premium line toy collector doesn't want what they were giving. Now, the boxes for such as Masterpiece Skywarp or Masterpiece Grimlock, Masterpiece Rodimus was basically your leader class box from the Transformers line, which basically means it's an upside down pyramid, plastic pyramid with a cardboard base. This sucks, and it doesn't look very good, and it doesn't look like it's a toy that should be £100. This does. It's a very glossy box with a cardboard wraparound on it. Now the wraparound is very cool, it tells you what's inside, so we won't dwell on that too long. We will just take it off. But yeah, this is the sort of thing that as a premium toy collector, which I'm not, but you know, as someone who doesn't often spend a lot of money on Transformers, again, I'm going to need an incentive to to drop over £100 on a toy. This is the incentive I need, you know. If you incentivise me and say, look, this is the box you're getting, then I already know that this is going to be a good product. Because you don't spend that much money on a box without something being good inside, unless you're a con artist and Hasbro. They're not that bad. But this is a lovely box. You see all the Decepticon symbols on there, the glossy ones. I don't know if the camera picks that out so much, but it says Transformers Masterpiece. There's some Japanese writing on there, which I don't know what it means, but I'm guessing it's probably Masterpiece. It's got a thing on the side which says 9 of 30, and it's also got a blurb on the side, which I will go through because I'm not going through his bio. It's Soundwave. Who doesn't know who Soundwave is? So the blurb you get is behind his impassive expression, Soundwave is as cold and ruthless as they come. He cares nothing for right or wrong, for the advancement of a cause, or for the welfare of his fellow Decepticons. All he cares about is information, and he acquires it any way he can. He's like Charles Augustus Magnuson. Yeah. Lars Mikkelsen, Soundwave, just saying. He spies on everyone from the lowliest Autobot scout up to Megatron himself. He hoards information the way a miser hoards gold, sharing it sparingly, if at all. No one knows what the true purpose behind his obsessive data collection is, but all fear him for the secrets he keeps. It's Charles Augustus Magnuson! Oh my god. So I'm guessing Sherlock Bot turns up and blows his brains out. Spoiler! And of course you get tech specs on there as well, which is really cool. But enough of this. It's a box. How's exciting a box? Not very exciting. So let's have a look at what's inside. Well, when you open him up, you get this. You get this vista. This beautiful vista of all these lovely things that you get inside. So you get, I don't know if you can see this. You get Megatron's gun, Megatron in gun mode, which is just falling out. What looks like Soundwave's gun, a sensor, some pile drivers, and you get a collection of tapes and also what looks to be an Energon cube and a data thing, because that's what they are. So let's open her up and we'll have a look inside. Okay. First off, let's have a look at the guy himself. Well, you get Soundwave, and this is a treat because this just looks amazing. This looks the part of what it should look like, you know. This is Soundwave. You know, this isn't something that approximates what they think Soundwave might look like, which, to be fair, the first Masterpiece Optimus Prime doesn't look great now if you compare him. I know it was 10-15 years ago, but even so. But this is instantly recognisable as Soundwave, and a very... It's an amalgam of what is cartoon mode and obviously the cartoon mode and his Generation 1 mode. You know, it's very evocative of both. You can definitely see, you know, where they've gone to for inspiration for this guy. And he's got everything. You know, he's got the arms are very distinctive silver forearms, and he's got with nice big blue fists. He's got a tape deck which works. It actually comes out, pops out. You can put tapes in. You have on the Hasbro version you have a yellow visor as in the comics. In the Takara version you have a red visor as he had on the cartoon. Now a lot of people are saying, oh well, he really should have had the red visor. Personally, as more of a comic book than cartoon guy, I'm kind of happy because I kind of like Soundwave in the comics a lot more than in the cartoon. Just because he didn't do much in the cartoon, really, when you look at it. He was omnipresent, he did a few things, but really, he didn't really do anything. Whereas in the comics, he was a schemer, he was leader of the Decepticons for a while. He did a lot of things, so I'm kind of happy that he's got the yellow visor. Now, he's got a lot of features, frankly. He's got a lot of things on him. Maybe not, you know, pop-up action features, but he has a lot of things going on. For instance, the detail on this guy. If you, have a look at him, there's detail everywhere. There's always a line, or there's always a little cutout, or there's stuff on his back there in silver, which are all the pipes and whatnot. He's got a lot of things going on. He's got practically workable forward and reverse buttons there. He's got a lot of joints, which we'll go through in a little bit. But yeah, he comes pre-transformed, so I think we should have a look at him in his tape mode and just see how easy this thing is to transform, or if not easy, intuitive, because easy, you know, easy, you could just go on his side and be something, that's easy. But is it fun? You know, and what I always say, transformation doesn't have to be intricate, it just has to be fun. So let's see if Masterpiece managed to do this. Well, first off, you ought to be taking his the back, where normally there would have been a clip there, and you just put his head straight in, like so. Done. You then take his Gatling gun on his front there and raise that up, turn it round, and pop it in the back, and that very cleverly becomes one of his batteries. I love that. I love that. I love the fact that they found a way to store his batteries but make it part of his transformation. So technically it's not a battery anymore, but certainly back in the day, Generation 1, they would have gone in that bit where his head is now stored. You also get this one, which ends up being his gun, his laser gun. But that goes into a little hole on the back, which you probably can't see, but that's where that goes. Pop that in there like so, so he looks like that. And now the next thing you do is his arms. Very, very simple. Raise his arm like that, and you will find that his fist goes in that little compartment like so. So it looks like that. Pop that back down, do the same on the other side. It all fits away very neatly, this toy. Now another clever little innovation. On the back of his arms, if you lift them up, you will see a clip like so, and a clip like so. Now this allows his arms to go to the side like that. And then it all tucks away very neatly at the back, like that. That's great. Loving that. I think that's brilliant. I think that's really, really clever. And another clever little innovation, which we'll come to in a bit, if you take these side bits on his legs, pull them up, and just leave them like that, and then you want to be turning his legs at the knee, so that they look like that. So with the backs of the legs in there, and then you want to be bringing the whole leg assembly up like so, so it does the splits effectively. Oh yeah, other little thing, you need to bring his body forward like so, at his waist. Just obviously, I'll show that again. Obviously, grab him by there, just bring his body forward like so. So you want his legs now effectively akimbo, where then you take his feet and just pop them in like so. And then his feet actually go down and clip into two little clips on this bit here. So if you take them and they just clip and pop in like that, so they're flush against them like so. So again, take this leg bit, pop it in, flush against, just secure that, and there we are. Then taking his legs at the knees, pull them up a bit and a bit again, and you will see there are two little depression switches there. And all you do, press that down, and the whole thing goes in like that. I'll show you that again. So you take it, press down on the depression switch, and it goes down like so. Very nice, very simple, very easy. And then all you do, literally, just clip the legs into there like that. And they should go in quite easily. Whoops. Like that. And that clips in like so. And pretty much you've got Soundwave. Just one little thing to do. You've got these bits on the side. Just turn these bits here, like so. And then literally these just come around and fit into the side, just to fill that little hole in that you've got there. So you've got a little hole in there like so, and literally this bit just comes up and over and fits in there like that. And then right at the end, if you press the arms in, there are now two little posts in there which clip to the arms and just hold the arms in place. And then one last little thing, you got this bit here which makes his waist, that just pops out, and his waist part here pops up. Pull these to the sides, bringing them out as you do, so it looks like that, and then that bit just comes down and clips in like so to make the front of the tape deck completely full and complete. And that is it. That's a Masterpiece toy transformed. Now when you think of Rodimus, when you think of Optimus, or when you think of even things like Starscream, the amount of time and effort you have to put into, you know, fold bits in and pull things out, and pull things out to fold bits in, and all that guff and all that gubbins, that is how you transform Masterpiece Soundwave. That's it. That's the only thing you have to do. Now, a couple of things you can do with Soundwave in this mode. Just to let you know, he's got loads of switches. They don't do anything, but he's got a switch at the side there. You also have a little volume control there. Like I say, the front and reverse things. He's also got the front bit of the tape deck that comes off there. Not comes off, comes out. You also come with this bit. Now this bit is a little grid. So it's the front of that with a little grid on it. All it does is clip onto the front, and it looks like Soundwave has got a little grid going on. So he's showing the Decepticons something on a video function that he has. He did it a few times in the show, so it's show accurate in that mode. And he also comes with, and I love this, he comes with a little plastic box. That's all it is, just a little clear plastic box. Take the fronts off, and it can go, oops, now then, which bit does it fit on? It fits on this when it's built up, like so, I think. There you go. So what you need to do, you need to take the grid that you just had, pop that on there, pop that on the front of that, and it looks like Soundwave is spewing out Energon cubes. Now, Vangelis did make a little clear, not a little clear, they made a little paper craft thing that inserts into there, makes it look like a working Energon cube. So if you look hard enough online, you can find that. I don't have any, but I think that was a nice little thing, just to make it look like a proper Energon cube. So yeah, really cool, really cute, really clever, liking that a lot. Nice little touch, didn't have to do it. And obviously Soundwave comes with tapes. So do those tapes fit in? Well, those tapes do fit in, and I will show you now. So we'll take Frenzy. Yes, I'm one of them. We'll take Frenzy, pop him open, pop Frenzy in, oops, and pop him in, like so. So you can have tapes in his tape deck. Now, you can also have Generation 1 tapes in his tape deck. They do fit in, which is cool. Now then, something has happened now, which I was hoping wouldn't happen, but has. And that the tapes, one of the downsides to Soundwave is that the tapes sometimes get stuck in him, and they're almost impossible to get out without sticking something in there, which I don't like to do, because obviously, you know, you're sticking things in. But you know, I'm glad it's done this in a way, because it does show you that it does happen. It's a problem with the back of his tape deck. It doesn't really bode well. Oh dear, he's really stuck in there. He's really stuck in there, folks, so I'm going to have to leave it, and I'm going to have to do a jump cut. Basically, now, right, okay, sorted it. Yeah, I'm glad it showed you that, because it is one of the major problems that people have been finding. Soundwave has a function whereby he can put 2 of these tapes in his chest. Doesn't seem to work, certainly not on mine. They get stuck. I think the tapes are a bit too snug for the actual chest cavity, as it were. And I think because of that, it just means that they get stuck occasionally, or there is a certain way to put them in, but I haven't found it. Just to show you that it does work, this function, at least, the tape does come out. The tape does come out, but you got to be very, very careful because, like I say, it just gets stuck. He is too snug. So I tend not to put tapes in his chest. Plus, I want to show these guys off. So what we will do, before we have a look at the tapes, there's a few other things that Soundwave can do. But he needs to be in his robot mode to be able to do them. So we will take it back to robot mode. Don't worry, it's very quick, it's very easy. Just as a little aside, I really do like the fact that Masterpiece has been getting better. I've actually got Masterpiece Prowl as well. And it's really getting me to want to buy more of the Masterpiece toys. Certainly Smokescreen is coming out, and I can't wait to get that guy. But even things like Blue Streak, who I normally couldn't give two rats about, frankly. I really don't like the character, and I don't care about the robot so much. But it's making me want to get it because a few of my friends have it, and I'm thinking, well, this is actually a really cool toy. It bears looking into, but certainly Soundwave and Prowl are definitely ones that I have and want. So Masterpiece seems to be coming of age a little bit. I don't know who's been in charge, but whoever it is, well done, because you've actually made toys that I might actually want. Because let's face it, the Age of Extinction toys, by the look of it, don't look as if they're going to be great. Certainly the Optimus Prime that we had a bit of a discussion on back to the 80s the other day. It's nowhere near this. But I'm guessing, you know, they've decided now that these toys are for kids, the Age of Extinction toys, and that these are for adults, and never the twain shall meet, basically. Cheaper price point for the Age of Extinction toys. Yeah, which is a shame, because I hope the Dinobots at least look good, because Optimus Prime doesn't. Optimus Prime looks absolutely dreadful, literally just half a robot hanging off a truck. And even G1 wasn't always that bad, you know. It was sometimes, but you know, every toy line's going to have its stinkers. But this Prime, which I actually had high hopes for, because he looks decent enough from the film stills that we've seen. But you know, never mind. Back onto Masterpiece, back onto Soundwave, seeing as he is now just about fully transformed. I said, this is how easy it was. In the last couple of minutes I've been not even really thinking about transforming this guy, and he's transformed. Other Masterpiece toys would have taken an age to do. And I would have had to devote my full attention on these things. But Soundwave is that good a toy, you know, chest cavity issues aside, that it's... you don't have to think about the guy when you're transforming him. It's just fun to do. Yeah, liking it a lot. So Soundwave, like I say, does come with a few accessories. First off, we'll have a look at his gun. It's very, very simple to get this into a transformed state. So you've got his little thing. You pull it apart. You pull his hand grip down, and you've got this bit here, which you just pull out. Normally I have to use my mouth to do that bit, but never mind. Didn't have to this time. And Soundwave's fists both come with recesses in them. So you have a trigger finger, effectively, articulated trigger finger, and a block of 3 fingers. And all you do, pop his gun in, finagle that into the recess, post into the recess, and there you go. Soundwave has a gun. And it sits in there pretty nicely. Just messing around with it. It's really, really cool. Now, as regards articulation, this guy is uber articulated. So his head goes up and down like so, and also turns around 360, which is really cool. His arms move out at the top of the arm. They go all the way around. They also move out at the what you would call the bicep, I suppose, and can turn around. He's got an elbow joint there, and his hands obviously go round and round, do all the things that you want them to do. Nicely articulated there. He's articulated at the waist all the way around, nothing hindering him there. That's absolutely brilliant. His legs on like a ball joint, but they're not a ball joint. They're sort of a circular round joint which goes up and down. Doesn't go round and round, just goes up and down. Although you can make him kick at the thigh there, which is very strange. He's also got a thigh swivel and a knee joint. And his ankles You've got a rocker effectively, and go up and down, which is, you know, is great. You can get him some really good poses. This guy, he's very good, as he should be. You know, he's a masterpiece toy, so he should have a lot of articulation, and he should have a lot of things that you can do with him. One of the other little accessories you get with him at this point is good to mention, is this little sensor. Now, he used this majorly in a prime problem. When he was checking out the crystals, his hand disappeared and this thing came out, and then he was able to sense things with it, you know, use it as a tricorder effectively, for all the Star Trek fans out there. Another little thing this thing can do is act as a USB port effectively. When we look at these things a bit later on, if I remember correctly, and I don't, how do you fit these on? I forget, but these can act. Oh yeah, I know how you do it. I think I remember. Oh yes, I remember. Been a while since I've done this. These pile drivers come with a little end thing here which hold them in, and all you do is you click this thing onto them somehow, like so. And then these fit into, he's got a little port, if I can remember where it is. He's got a little port on this thing here, so when he's in tape deck mode, this thing can go into that thing. It effectively makes it an MP3 player with a USB port. It doesn't really look like a USB, but I like the attempt. You know, it's one of those things where it doesn't really come off, but I like the idea. I think it's a good idea. I think I could have done with a bit more thinking through, but I like the fact that they attempted to do it and tried to make it integrate. So everything does something on this guy. Yeah. So I suppose I'm holding off now. I'm holding off because oh, one more thing. You have to say, you also get Megatron in gun mode. He doesn't come with any clips. He doesn't do anything interesting. But Soundwave can hold him like he was wont to do in the show. I'm not going to make him do that because I personally think it sucks. But there you go. If you want to do that, you can do it. So yeah, okay, I'm holding off now from the main thing which people like this guy for. Not only the Soundwave kick-ass, but he also comes with his tapes. Now, his tapes all come with little tape covers, which say Transformers in the bottom right hand corner there, which is a really cool, and obviously they all fit in there. If you go to Repro Labels, you can actually buy little inserts for these, or little stickers you can put over. So if you are storing them like that, they do come with character specific little things there, which is really cool. But we shall start with this guy. We shall start with Frenzy. Yes, like I said, I'm one of them. I call him Frenzy. I'm not going to debate it. I don't really care. If, like me, you grew up with the comics, you will know this guy is Frenzy. If you grew up with the cartoons, you will know this guy is Rumble. The point is, either way, they've made him look like who he's supposed to be, whichever way your cookie crumbles on that one. He looks like Rumble from the cartoon. Okay, if that's what you want. For me, like I said, I'm more of a comic book guy. He looks like Frenzy. So mileage varies, and I don't really care, and that's the end of that. But it's a tape. It looks perfectly like the G1 tape, which is really cool. Liking that a lot. But at the end of the day, it's not much you can say. It's a tape. What does he look like in robot mode? Well, to transform him is very simple. You basically take these bits here, oops, and pull them down. Mine's got a bit of a gimpy waist. It's not that it's loose, it's not, it's very tight, but because of that it sometimes pops off. But there you go, you bring those bits down and then you basically open them up all the way, because that is going to become a leg, and they just open up to show, and it's a really clever use of space to show lots and lots of joints in there. He's got two joints and a ball joint in there, which for such a little robot is amazing. You also pull out his little feet, which reveal his painted detail there, which is really cool. His arms come down all the way, another good couple of joints in there. His fists are located on the inside, and they're really quite easy to get out. You just need the knack to pull them out. Okay, and that clips into place, and then his head is on the back there. It's really neatly ensconced. Sadly I don't have much nails, so it's difficult for me to get them out. And then his head swivels round, turns around, and the last thing you do, pull out his waist, and there you go. Frenzy, or Rumble. Really, really cool little robot. Really well articulated. For instance, the head goes round and round. His arms go up on the swivel, like so. They also got elbow joints. No waist joint at all. But his thighs on a ball joint can do whatever you want it to, and like I say, he's got 2 joints there, so he can do that in a running pose and whatnot. He can do a preceptor kick. There's not much that this little guy can't do. His ankles even rock because they're on a ball joint, so they can do what you want them to as well. Really, very, very cool. And obviously, the other guy is Rumble or Frenzy. Rumble, as far as I'm concerned. Same again. His legs just pop out like so. Pop them all out all the way. Again, pop out all the way. His little feet come out. Arms come down. Head comes up. Pop them at the waist. And his little fisties come out like so. I will show you the pile drivers and how they work. Very, very simple. You get 2 sets, obviously a purple set and a red set. They pop off that little bit. Sadly, after that does absolutely nothing. Now then, very, very clever. These things pop up the little top and their guns come out. They can obviously hold the guns. They've got 2 sets of clips on there, so you can, I say 2 sets of clips. What you do is you've got a little clip there, you pull that, push that in, and then his little round post goes there. You can put it in his hand like that. I never did that. I never really saw him doing that. Certainly didn't really do it in the comics much. What they tended to do is this. Now that's where the big post comes in, because you need a big post for his back. They go into the holes in their backs where the tape transformation bits show through, and they literally just pop in there and they fit very, very securely on a friction deal there, and there they are in that mode. Brilliant. But obviously sometimes they will run a pile drive. Now this is the clever bit. What you do is you pop their shoulders so they are like that, sort of arms out, and put the fists in. Swivel them up at the elbow so they basically look like they're going yay with no hands. And then the pile driver just clips in like so. The top goes down. Oops, you've got to force them in. They do clip, there you go, you heard a click. And it's the same with this one. Pop it in. Be brave, because they're not going to break. They clip in, the top goes down, and there you have Rumble with pile drivers. Simple as that. Absolutely simple as that. So you can have him with pile drivers, without. The same with Frenzy. You've got his guns on his back like so. Show you one with pile drivers, one without, so you can see the difference there. You've got Frenzy's guns on his back, like so. But then you have Rumble and Frenzy, one with pile drivers, one without. Brilliant. I mean, you can't say fairer than that. You can't. Their little innovation. You got 2 little complete robots that they could sell and do sell separately for quite a lot of money, and you've got that all included in the price with Soundwave. You can't, you know. I'll show you Ravage next. Ravage is probably my least favourite, and I think is most people's least favourite in general, not only in the robot and tape mode. But his tape mode is pretty groovy. It looks like what it should do. It looks like Ravage's tape mode. Not much you can say about that. Now, the way he forms up is quite clever, but I think a little flimsy. But that's just, again, that's just personal preference. But it is clever. Basically what you do, you take these 2 bits, you put them together, and that's basically his head. Like so. And he has got nice red eyes. He's just very, very dark, so you can't see them. And then it is literally just a case of unfolding the robot mode from all this. So you're on the back there, you can see all the robot mode. It's just literally waiting there for you. You need to unclip the legs, like so. These bits then come down so he looks like that, and then they go to the side. So basically you've got him half transformed already, basically. You then pull these bits to the side. Oh, first off, pulling this bit out, and then clip that together. Pull these bits. Oh, is that right? No, that isn't. You want to bring them down then, bringing those leg bits out to the side like so. So basically he's upside down, that was my fault. So he looks like that currently, which doesn't look great. You know, pull his legs out all the ways. Pull his legs round again. And there you have Ravage. So it is quite easy. It's the most fiddly of all of them, it has to be said. But that's basically because he's transforming into a four-legged robot jaguar. He's four-legged, you know. In times past he maybe hasn't been. He's been a bit shit, it has to be said. His original G1 version, yeah, he's okay. His Hound version that came packaged in with Universe Hound was absolutely bloody terrible. I'm sorry, but it was, because there was nothing to it. And this guy, he is, yeah, he's okay. He's passable. He's perfectly nice to play with. He's a good little robot. He's just my least favourite of these four because he has the ignominy of being Ravage. If he was Night Stalker, he'd probably be one of my favourites. Yeah, I know, it's weird, isn't it? Okay, so we're missing two bird robos. Namely Laserbeak and Buzzsaw, my favourite of the tapes. So I'm doing him last. I've got Laserbeak here. It looks like Laserbeak's tape mode. You know, none of these look anything but other than what they're supposed to look like, which is cool. So you've got his tape mode. Again, not much you can say about it, it's a bloody tape mode. So all you do is you've got these two bits here at the bottom. They unclip like so. And then you've got these two bits here which unclip again, and what do you know, you've got his afterburners already. You also, these leg pieces come down, revealing his big massive condor clown feet, and then these wings just go do like so. That's great. And last but not least, I did forget it. You want to take their afterburners off and put his head out. That was doing head reveal last. We've also got the fins. You pull up there, and there you have Laserbeak. Now the wings are very, very cool. They can be articulated however you want. You can put the wings down like so. You can move them forward like that. So he's doing a dive bomb pose. They're just very, very cool. You can do whatever you want with them, which I really, really like. So you can mess about with them, put them in poses like as you want, have him sort of like that in a I'm not flying yet pose, but gonna look imposing anyway. Or they can come down again, so he can sit on Soundwave's arm, which I'll show you in a minute with Buzzsaw. So yeah, let's get Buzzsaw out. There's pretty much lots of poses on these things for such small little toys. It's quite cool the amount of poses you can get out of them. And there's, like I say, Buzzsaw. I'll put his head out first. I like doing epic head reveals as much as the next man, but that was just silly, wasn't it? So yeah, it's exactly the same transformation as Laserbeak, so I won't go through it. You just pull the wings down, pull the afterburners up, pop the feet out, pull the wings around, and pull the fins up, and there you have my absolute favourite of all the tapes, Buzzsaw. Though they've also got little photo cameras on their heads which you can flip up. It's not really worth it because they can't flip up very big and they don't look very good, but reasons, I don't know. But you know, again, it's a nice little touch. Didn't really work out. Now then, on Laserbeak and Buzzsaw's feet, you have little recesses, and you would think that it's just there for no reason. Lots of people have, but one of the really cool things you can do is because Soundwave has a little clear plastic thing here that doesn't interfere with anything. What you do is pop Laserbeak in the recess, and there you have Soundwave talking to Buzzsaw there. Look at how cool that is. How cool is that? We can finally do that. As Transformers fans, we can finally put one of the birds on his arm. The other one can rest on his shoulder like that, but you do have to just balance it. But, you know, it's possible. It's a cool thing to be able to do. It's a cool thing to be able to say that you can do after all this time. Soundwave can have Laserbeak Godbuster on his arm like so. What can I say? And you, at the most, you'll probably be paying about $100 or £100 for this guy. Cheap at half the price. It's ridiculously cheap for what it is. And for everything you get. You get all these toys. You get 1, 2, 3, 4. You're getting 5 robots with accessories. Masterpiece for about $100, for £100. Why have you not got this in your life? It's not very often I say you need this toy if you're a Transformers fan. But if you are a Transformers fan, you need this toy in your life. He's so amazingly cool. He's a masterpiece toy. He is pretty much the poster boy for what Masterpiece has become in the last few years. Him along with probably Prowl, I would say. And maybe Masterpiece Optimus Prime, the new version. But I would say certainly Soundwave, because he's been universally acclaimed. There's not many people who've said, I don't really like him. And if they have done, they're probably being contrary. Because you know how fanboys can get sometimes. But yeah, you need this in your life for the amount of money that you'll be paying him. You will not regret it one iota. That's it from me on this one. I think I've sold Masterpiece Soundwave as much as I'm possibly going to be able to. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you all so much for watching in the past few weeks as I'm getting up to speed with doing videos again. There will be more. I have plans for things I'm going to be looking at. For instance, next week, most likely going to be Man-E-Faces from the Masters of the Universe Classics line. But yeah, there's going to be G.I. Joe in your life. There's going to be more Transformers that I'm going to have a look at. I'm probably going to start doing some of my old videos that of stuff that I currently have. Micromasters might pop up from time to time. But yeah, thanks for sticking with me. Thanks for watching me. Please listen to Back to the 80s if you haven't already. But I will see you next week. Take care of yourselves and each other. Bye-bye.